$200,000.
Now,
Jesus Christ.
when do you, like, don't you think it's time to like why wouldn't you, what is your reason for still holding the stock?
Oh, because I've taken another look at Ford. I think it's nowhere near where it's going.
You're telling me how much is the stock right now?
13,
Yeah,
almost $14.
I plan to invest 2,000 in the next month. Now, you're telling me from what you have invested, I should invest in stock in Ford.
No,
Not no more.
I'm not telling
Getting
you.
into
I'm not
it.
going to give you a
You're not telling
specific
me. You're not telling
recommendation.
me. But let's say that in your case, you've gone way above your 15% limit.
Yeah.
What do you think in
Well-
the next annual report? Do you think you can raise another 15%?
Easily.
Easily, okay.
I don't think so.
You don't think so? Really? You know they're coming out with a new emission car that comes out with 135 gallons per mile?
Still, I don't know, like,
That's about
you
a
said
month.
and how long did you
Tank.
say though?
Huh?
And how long did you say it would
The
go?
next 2 years. It was supposed to be 2011, but they pushed it back.
And then they push it back again.
It doesn't matter, 100
Like, that's what I'm saying. How do you know when I don't know. Like, that's the only tricky thing about stocks. You never know, like, when it's at its peak. Like,
I'm never going to know. Nobody ever knows. We make calculated assessments. We make decisions. Sometimes the decisions are correct. Sometimes they're wrong. I made a decision a few years ago to keep Lucent when it was 64. My goal was to sell Lucent when it was 65. What happened to Lucent? It went to 58, 42, 37. Last time I looked at it, before it was actually acquired by the French, it was trading at about $2.34 a share. Fortunately, I didn't hold it that long. But the point was that my decision was to stay at Lucent at 64 because I wanted out at 65. I had an exit strategy. The exit strategy was to get out on the upside at 65. I don't remember. I took a loss. I do remember that. But the reason was I, at that time, had not discovered the significance of coming out with a downside limit on a position. Just having an upside exit strategy wasn't good enough. Where are you willing to take the loss? How much loss are you willing to take? And then if you start to lose that, you get out. It's just like that card game. You know when to fold them. You don't want to stay in with that pair of threes. It may be the guy with the pair of twos wins, but you made the right decision getting out with that pair of threes. So, where do we get information? And now we're going to the library. Only after we... Oh, no, I don't have to sign in. If you get into... What did I come in through? I came in through... Yeah, I did. Yeah, no, I didn't go to Blackboard. I've opened the Blackboard screen. It came in through Microsoft Windows. That's where it came in. This middle tab up here, the College of Westchester, if you open it, you'll see this display. And we're looking at this one down here called Library Databases. Where am I going to get information? Well, we're going to get there, but we're not getting there right now. First place we're going is A. We're looking at ABI Inform Global. Now, look at what ABI Inform Global is. It's business periodicals for business and economic conditions, management techniques, easy for me to say, management techniques, theory and practice of business, advertising, marketing, and so on and so forth, and much, much more. How do you get in? Same way you get into Blackboard. Let's say I said railroads, so I'll stick with railroads. I like two railroads very much. I like one railroad called CSX and another one called Norfolk Southern. So let's take a look at CSX. Now, CSX. That's not only its name, it's also its symbol. Look at the panel. What I'm looking for is everything that's been written about CSX that's in this database. I'm looking for all dates, all publications, but what I only want those that are full text and only those that are scholarly journals, including peer-reviewed. The reason I want the scholarly or peer-reviewed journal is because everything in that publication is verified. If I'm going to make a wild claim, let's say I'm going to make a statement that CSX is going to sell $100 gazillion worth of product this year. An absolute outright lie, a fabrication. And I put it in a newspaper or I put it in a magazine article. The magazine article is going to report it. If that is false, it's going to be captured in this peer-reviewed thing, and they're going to say, this is a misrepresentation, it's a false statement, we're not publishing your article. So CSX, full-text scholarly journals. Pardon me. 23 documents were found. We're going back. We're going to come back to the screen in a minute. I'm going to take these scholarly journals off. Full-text documents only. (2,968 documents found). So by putting the restriction in there saying I only want things that are verified, I knocked down the number of sources that were available to me. What I have in here is I'm sure, a load of really interesting stuff, but when I check this box off, what I have is stuff that I can depend upon. I'll be back at 28 in just a moment. So let's take a look at, I don't know, courts on board with CSX case. I have absolutely no idea what's in this article. It comes from the Journal of Accountancy. Journal of Accountancy, that's not finance. 2008 was when it was done. Well, that's not yesterday, but let's open it. What's in it? If I click on that top line, I'm going to get, the first thing I'm going to get is an abstract. And the abstract is going to tell me if I want to waste any time on this article. Is this what I'm looking for, or is it not?
Which one is that? You said the abstract?
This is the abstract. Oh, actually, this is not an abstract at all. This is only a 365-word article. Isn't that cool? But the point is that it says, at least one other court ruled that supplemental unemployment compensation bonds paid by employers to laid-off workers are X. I know there's an issue here. I can make a decision. I can make a decision, if nothing else, that I want more information. Ruling creates uncertainty under Section 13D, the Journal of Investment Compliance. Here's an abstract, and here's the article. So again, now I can read the abstract and say this is an article I really want to continue with, or this is something I want to skip. If I want to continue with it, I can read the article. There it is down there. Who's in it? What are the sources? Who was quoted? What can we say about it? How do I contact the author? Well, look at this. I have email addresses. I have telephone numbers. There's all kinds of sources of information that become available to me that under normal circumstances wouldn't be. Source 1, ABI Inform Global. Well, now I'm going to get out of that, and I'm going to come back to another source. And I'm going to go to databases again, and here I'm looking for ProQuest.